My way or the highway.
What was that? What? What's that sound? Where? It's aliens and they're living in your town. Damn. They have arrived. What? They're all around. So many aliens living in your town.
Hello, weirdos out there in Weirdo Land. It's the Weird Whatever podcast, live from my living room. How the heck is everybody doing?
Really well.
Doing well, man.
Make sure we're talking to our microphones.
Really well.
Yeah.
All right, Beckett, kind of texting right when the show starts. Microphones away from your mouth.
I've made the mistake of getting in climate change debates on Facebook. I need to delete the app.
Oh, man.
I need to delete the app again.
Yes, climate change been a very big debate in the last 24 hours, more than normal.
Yeah. All the non-experts love to debate about it, and I was like, well, just listen to the experts. Like,
where's the fight at for you? If you are getting into a fight about somebody about climate debate or climate control, where are you at?
Well, you know, I'm getting a doctoral level degree in research, and good research is based on good sources. And I get these websites that you've never heard of, like that, you know, could be left or right or extreme. Like, I look at non-political agencies that are world-renowned and well-respected, like NASA, NOAA, global scientific agencies, that the consensus isn't 60-40. It's like over 98%.
Not to interrupt you, Birdney, do you mind going upstairs and turning down my air conditioning, please? It's so loud I can hear it in my headphones, and I'm so afraid it's going to be distracting.
And just to put a bow on it, what I tell people, I go, if you had a diagnosis and prognosis of cancer, would you listen to the media, the politicians, your friends on Facebook, or would you listen to your oncologist? And they're like, oh, yeah, I'd probably listen to my oncologist. I'm like, okay, so those are the people that went to school for and study cancer, so why not listen to them every day? And what's the downside?
Yeah.
The downside of the deniers being wrong is way worse than the people that believe in the science being wrong. What's the downside? We develop some new emerging markets and sustainable clean energy, and we have cleaner oceans and airs. To me, I don't understand. I get a lot of political issues. I can say, okay, well, because of your religion or how you were raised, whatever. I just don't understand the motive of denying it.
So in your eyes, it's a win-win, regardless if it is incorrect.
Yeah.
It has benefited the earth in some manner, even if it's incorrect.
So I have a question for you. Did you drink a couple Red Bulls before you got here? Because I've never seen you this fired up before.
Yeah, pretty fired up. I got in the weeds on some of these debates, and I need to take the Facebook down.
I'm such a huge fan of watching political debates on social media because people fight to the death on social media like it means a fucking thing.
Totally agree.
It doesn't mean anything.
And totally agree. And to what I tell, I'm like, shouldn't be political. This isn't like a liberal conservative issue. Like conservatives, you know, Roosevelt was the one who started the national park system. Like they used to be some of the biggest conservationists in the world. It shouldn't be political.
So we're starting off pretty heavy already. I kind of didn't want to start the podcast off so heavy. We'll go into all that. Yeah. We have a lot to cover tonight. Many questions, Vicky. Vicky, how are you?
Good. I was just going to say it's nice. It kind of feels like fall. And then he came in with all that stuff. You know, I think he's trying to take Denny's random facts, and now he's trying to take me as the educator spot, too. I don't know. We got to watch Beckett.
Bitch boy Beckett might be a Benedict Arnold. I don't know.
I
let us know in the comment section, do you think bitch boy Beckett is a Benedict Arnold? Totally
I'm scared
kidding.
to see the comments now.
Okay, so I do want to, we really do have a lot to get to. Vicky, questions galore about what's going on in my townhouse. Now, last week we did the podcast. You got interrupted. You had something go on in your walkie-talkie. Bobby Joe, your friend, was here.
Correct.
We had cameras filming everything. I've talked a bit about it on the KVJ show. I'm trying to not give out too much information.
Right.
What the hell is going on here at my townhouse?
Well, you definitely have some activity. I have been in the KVJ chat this week, off and on.
It's a dangerous place to go, Vicky.
The Wild West.
They'll eat you alive.
Yeah. No, fortunately for me, there's a lot of supporters in there. And when they see that I'm in the house, you know, that they're usually pretty respectful. In fact, one of them just kind of stopped talking. He was talking smack until I said, well, Vicky is here. And then he kind of shut up for a little while.
Yeah, bitch, you listening?
But I think one of the things that you need to understand, if if I were doing a criminal investigation, I am not going to tell the public every single bit of evidence that I have. Same thing with this. This is, you got to think of it as that until I have all my evidence, until I have everything analyzed. I have called in an outside source to help me with this because this is not my area of expertise. And until I have all that and find out all the information and do what I have to do, some of it's going to be under wraps. I have to.
So I totally understand that, and I get that for an investigation purpose. But you have to also understand, we do a podcast where the people are listening, and when you have a walkie-talkie go off about, Vicky, we've got in the closet, people are going to be wanting to know what the hell's going on. So we got to give them something. I'm in between. I want to respect you and your investigation, but I'm also a radio man. I'm an entertainment song and dance guy. I got to give the people some content as well, because if not, they'll turn on us.
Well, let me go back to the stuff that's already been on the KVJ show.
Yes.
This week. The EVP actually, our studio audience. Can I hear you? Okay. She had actually been in the room, and she had her phone going at the time, so it's actually her clip of what was going on. And we captured something that was very clear. You could hear it, no question about it.
I heard it too.
But we didn't understand what it was.
Is that the thing I heard as well?
Yeah, the D-blah. It kind of sounds like
Gotcha.
D-blah. So we were thinking maybe it's another language. Maybe it could just be gibberish. So we were advised to go ahead and put it through a program and play it backwards. And when we did, it very clearly says, "I'm here." And you did play those on KVJ.
But Kevin put it.
Yeah, but he messed it up the first time he did it. He did it way too fast and he thought it was IBS.
It did.
Okay.
In Kevin's defense, Vicky, it did sound like
IBS.
It sounded like someone cut off the S. It sounded like IBS, which was really good because we want the non-believers to laugh and get involved with it.
Right.
It kind of turned out great. I was not expecting it to say IBS, so that was kind of funny.
Because the first time when we played it back, when we put it through the program, we also did not catch it. And we're like, wait, that's too fast. Slow it down. We slowed it down just a hair. And by doing that, you hear, "I'm here."
Okay, so just to catch everybody up back at home here, if you're listening, for the last, I've been here, how long, Denny's? 4 or 5 months?
Yeah.
Since I've been here, it's been odd. And I've always had ghost experiences in my life, but this has been different. And I even told you that, Vicky. As soon as I've been here, I have felt like somebody is literally on my back. Just kind of everywhere I'm at, they're there. I feel like I'm being watched. I feel like this townhouse is alive. My dishwasher doesn't sound right. My refrigerator sounds like it howls. My air conditioner sounds like it cries. My walls, they weep, Beckett. They fucking weep.
And it's been messing with your sleep, right?
Oh my gosh. The last 2 nights, we talk about my terrible sleep patterns. The last 2 nights have been terrible. And I will say, last night, I swear to you, whether you believe me or not, I felt something burn my right arm. I was trying to go to bed. I was trying to go under. I was so drowsy. Clearly I was drowsy because me and Denny's had been working on doing content for the KVJ show because Kevin's out of town. Mm-hmm. So we were up till about 9 o'clock. I was fucking exhausted. I just wanted to go to bed. And I would go under, and this weird feeling in my right arm, it'd be warm, and it felt like it was tickling me, and it'd wake me up.
Well, Vicky kind of alluded and warned that there could be a potential to aggravating the spirits, right?
Correct.
Potentially.
And that's in any time that you investigate anyone's home, but especially when you're investigating what's going on here.
Okay, so I want Beckett to see something that we caught. Now, Vicky, please tell the people what we did last week. You heard you get interrupted. You went upstairs. What exactly did we do here in my townhouse? Because I swear to y'all listening, this last 4 months has been pretty figgity fucked. It's been weird. Now, I thought some of it had to do with Ann dying because I went, through some depression, and maybe my depression let some of this in. I don't know. But the last 3 to 4 months was pretty kind of awful for me personally. And
that's a great opportunity for something to go ahead and attack you.
Okay, so what did you do last week?
Well, first of all, I want to explain that we did set up, this is a fairly small townhouse. Yes. It's an L-shaped townhouse, so we pretty much covered all the important areas with 4 cameras. So we had cameras so that we could see if anybody walked into your door. Okay, you do have you have sliders But we had cameras that you could have seen if anybody had walked near the sliders, if anybody went out your door. And that includes upstairs. We had one camera in the one bedroom upstairs, and you could also see if anybody had come from your balcony into your room.
And plus, they're covered with curtains and
Right.
blockers.
Well, I want to preface that because the evidence that we caught, the naysayers are going to say, oh, well, Jaybird just had somebody hiding in the closet, and then they just came out and they did whatever.
Absolutely.
So you can see we have the entire footage of the entire night from the time that we started those cameras till the time that they were disconnected. One of them was disconnected, and you did that the next
Yes,
morning.
because I didn't want you to see. I
yeah.
did not want you to see my balls. I'm sorry.
But
It's just-
they
they're very long.
So they ran while you were at work. The other 3 cameras ran while you were at work, and you can clearly see. You can see when everybody leaves.
Yeah.
And no one else comes in here. Okay. The only time that door was open during the middle of the night, for some reason, you randomly took Chewy out at 2:35 in the morning.
I always do. He's got a horrific bladder.
Okay. So you did. I was going to ask you whether you were like sleepwalking or
No,
you
no,
were
no.
for sure. Yeah, because you went in and got like Coke or something out of the refrigerator.
Not cane, cola.
Cola. You
I don't
got a 2-liter bottle.
I don't ride that train, Beckett. I don't do that. Although people email the show a lot, they think I do coke. I
You got a
don't.
2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola Classic out of the
Yes.
fridge?
I snorted an entire bottle of Coca-Cola, Beckett.
Yeah.
The
So
most alarming thing I've heard already the whole time.
He eats cake and drinks soda like when he wakes up in the middle of the night.
Denny's, if you ever disrespect me in front of this audience again, get the hell out of my house.
Are these special cameras that you're using or normal?
they have night vision on them.
Okay, night vision.
Yeah, they have night vision, so you can see
They got
anything
NV,
that goes
dog. They
on.
got NV.
And actually, you didn't turn off the lights downstairs,
No.
so that would have been nice.
So
if you had turned
yeah,
off the
no.
lights.
With everything you're saying, if anyone wants to believe the fact that I and you are in cahoots of faking the video, they absolutely will say, yes, you guys are liars. I am telling you with everything in my heart of complete sincerity, I did not doctor anything. I know for a fact Vicky is not like that. In fact, when you even called me, the fact that you called me, because you texted me, said, call me right now. I'm like, oh shit. I felt like we were dating for a second. I'm like, oh no, I gotta call you. I gotta talk. But you had said, call me, and I did, and you were very concerned. I've known you for 13 years. You've never been like this before. You're not I'm a song and dance man. You're not a song and dance man. No, you're not looking for, hey, look at me.
No, and the footage that we got is simply for the people that I need to review it, who are going to help me with this, and they are for you to see what's going on, to validate what's been happening with you. It is not for public consumption.
Metalbeard Dan wants to know, are we seeing the video today?
You will not see the video until
Okay.
this case is closed.
He's one of our biggest skeptics. He calls you, I think the quote was from Metalbeard Dan, Vicky, you dirty shyster liar. Why do you always try to push your potions to the people? I think that was was that the direct quote?
I mean, you're dancing around
pretty
it.
close. So when you hear a comment like that,
Well, that's one of the reasons why if you go on our website, you will not find it. It says something like evidence coming soon. Well, that's been there since 2007 because I have no intentions of putting evidence out there. The evidence is for me to know what's going on and for the client to get validation as to what's going on.
Yeah, so I've seen the footage. Beckett has not. Some of our audience members have not. I would like you, if you don't mind, please pull up the actual footage that you have. Now, when you called me, as much as I believe you, Vicky, I was very, very skeptical of the footage. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of those things, Denny's, where I have to act like, oh yeah, it's
Like a Bigfoot sighting thing.
yeah. Like, I was gonna have to fake excitement in the moment just to get out of the moment, and then
Right.
get in the car with Denny's and go, man, that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
But I will say, out of anything I've done with Ghost, EVP's footage, this is the best footage I have ever seen. And I really, I don't want to oversell it, but if you are in my position as a person who can't sleep at night, you're constantly pulling your covers over, you feel something ripping you out of your sleep, when you see this, it's kind of creepy. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty fucking weird.
And the thing is, if I were looking for notoriety and attention, this thing would have been all over YouTube already. Okay, if that's what my purpose is. My purpose is to figure out what is going on here and to get rid of it. Because what is here does not belong here and it needs to go. And this evidence is simply for us to figure out how to do that. I'm not blasting it anywhere right now until everything, has come to a solution. But this is how low tech I am. For people who are going to say, oh, you did something, you altered it. It's on a DVR. Okay, I can't even get it off the DVR right now. That's how untechnical I am. It is sitting on the hard drive of our DVR. Now, what we did is we took our cell phones and we put it up to the screen and we recorded that section of the video. Because as of right now, I can't get it cut and off of there.
Got you.
Okay. So there's no way that it could be manipulated, and it's in its true form. And anybody who knows anything about this DVR, anybody who wants to, at some point, you want to come and see the equipment, you want to sit through 24 hours of this and see that there is nothing funny going on, you are more than welcome to do that after this is done.
Did you hear that, Metal Beard Dan? So I just wanted to say I was totally lying about that comment. Metal Beard Dan.
No, I've seen him off and on.
No, he's a good guy.
I've seen him
I like
off
to
and on.
bust his balls. He did not say that because he's in the chat room and goes, whoa, that was not me.
No, I've seen him. I've seen him in the chat.
Yeah, he's a good
That's
dude.
funny.
Okay.
Has Denny seen the video yet?
Denny saw a little bit of one part of it. So
As I was walking by.
You didn't see all of it. There's a lot to see. I would like to get Ariel over here, our producer, to the microphone where Beckett is at.
Well, so we'll let Beckett. Let's see what Beckett's reaction is here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and have Beckett go first, and then we'll have Ariel go. All right.
Okay, so what you're
explain
going
it
to
him.
do, you're going to watch here in the bottom left corner of the screen, okay? And I'm not going to explain it to you because I don't want the audience to hear what actually is going on. I don't want to, okay?
Everybody focus on Beckett.
Did you see that?
I was just hoping I didn't get flashed by Jaybird.
How's
You
that?
know,
Did Beckett blow out that speaker?
He did, but I turned it down ahead of time.
Again, another speaker. Watch, Beckett doesn't give us the reaction we want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I thought that was part of the blanket at first. It's not.
No, that's a part of the fucking blanket. It's a fucking entity, Beckett.
Let me see it again. Let me see it again.
Yeah. So absorb it.
It's like the lighter green, right?
Yeah, it's the part that looks like Paris Hilton.
Yeah. No, I see it for sure, 100%.
Do you actually see the arm pulling off my blanket? Oh shit! Sorry, Vicky. Why can't I say that though? Why? But
Yeah,
why?
that's so cryptic.
Why
It doesn't
is
give
that?
away
Why is that
anything.
one detail gonna ruin the invest? I don't get it.
I don't want anything out. You're not dealing with your typical spirit.
Okay, can I just again? This is where me and Vicky are like 98% agreeing on everything. But what is so bad about conjuring up some demons and some spirits and getting some more footage? I'm willing to sacrifice my soul for the greater good of ghost shit. Why would we not throw a fucking demon party up in this bitch?
Yeah, and plus, it might be a succubus. That'd be
Ain't
awesome.
nothing but a demon party.
Well,
Come on.
It's like the police say they can't comment on an ongoing investigation.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's what I said at the beginning.
Yo, demons, you up in this bitch? Let
Oh,
me
jeez.
let me hear you say, hey, ha. I'm trying to, Vicky, I know you're mad at me. I know you're mad
No,
at
I'm beyond mad because you know what? This kind of footage will keep the person who's supposed to help us from actually helping us.
Why? Why though?
Because this is not a typical. First of all, you wouldn't do that to a human spirit because that's disrespectful.
Some people
Okay.
would though.
But at the very minimal, that's disrespectful even to a human spirit. But when you're messing with something that might be non-human, you do not play with it. You do not want to be this thing's bitch. Plain and simple.
She's concerned about it.
No,
I'm not playing.
no, Vicky, I am. What sucks for me, I'm stuck in two worlds right now.
I understand.
You gotta understand that.
But you're going to be firmly in one other world real soon if you don't get together.
What world is that?
A world of pain.
All right, so we have some EVPs before Vicky puts a fucking second curse on me.
Oh, I don't have to. I don't have to.
Yeah, you're right. I get
It's already
my
happening. Well, so we got 3 clips here.
Explain some of these clips. So we did get. I heard a couple of these clips. It clearly sounds like someone says, I won't say it.
Well, so should I play it and
Don't
then you
give it
guys
away.
take
Don't give it away.
So what does Denny's think about the video?
Let's
'Cause
have
he sometimes gets a little skeptical on the stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
why don't we show Denny's the video? I won't say anything.
Okay.
I won't do my Demon Party
Oh, you
jam.
I don't
Although
know.
my Demon Party jam is trending.
I don't think Vicky wants to show anyone right now.
Oh, come on. Show Denny's, and then he'll give his
Is
reaction.
he gonna come over here to see it?
Yeah, come on
I'll
over there.
migrate.
We got to give the people something, Vicky.
Well,
we do.
Denny's is the one that kicks it here the most.
He does kick it. He does kick it here the most, Becky. What are you, a soccer dad?
I was raised in the 90s.
See that?
All right, hold on. Oh, I want to get your reaction on the microphone.
Oh, I'm like, wow. No, what it is, what is intriguing about it, and I know the details have to be incredibly sparse here, just by judging by the facial expressions. So, I mean, it clearly looks like something happening and you reacting.
Yes,
In your
that
sleep.
is a thing.
Which validates the reason why you keep saying that something is yanking you, pulling you out of your sleep. That validates exactly what you have been saying.
Because you can see
does.
something move before you react. It's that's what I'm saying.
Well,
With being
Right, there's a
cryptic.
movement in your reaction to
You're
it.
not gonna yell at Denny's? I think that was kind of a
No,
cool.
I thought that was pretty vague.
that
did-
was vague.
I did, yeah. I mean,
Vicky,
There's a movement and a reaction.
yeah. I mean, it's
Vicky, it was an
laws of
accident.
physics.
It was an accident. But I did wanna do a. Did you do your shot already, Becky?
I never got one.
He didn't get
Oh,
one.
you never got one. All right, well.
One's the loneliest
I think he
number.
wimped out though.
You're not doing a shot?
I'll do a shot.
To celebrate?
I'll do a shot.
I did want to celebrate, Vicky. I know you're mad at me right now, but let's turn this train around. Let's celebrate the fact that we have something very tangible caught on camera.
Well, what I will celebrate is the fact that since 2007, I've been told that this particular type of haunt is possibly what my calling is. So the only thing that I will celebrate is that I am probably on my way on a journey in exploring that side of the paranormal.
that
as
style
well.
of haunt.
Okay.
Right.
So maybe we were meant to meet each other so many years ago.
Which is why you're taking it seriously as well, as that imagine.
Vicky, I'm taking it seriously. I'm
You're being. I get it. You're being the personality.
I have to.
Yeah,
I-
you're being the showbiz side right
But
now.
if-
You and I have had conversations where I know that you are at least listening. to
Yeah,
me.
of course. It has to be
For
this
5
way.
minutes.
If not, we're going to lose listeners. If
So-
we have to have some fun with. We have to. I couldn't do this job if we don't have a little bit of fun with it. I got demons in my closet. Can I have a little bit of fun?
I know it's Hollywood, but the dogs are always, and the animals and the pets are always
say.
famous for being the smartest in a horror movie or a haunt, right?
Right.
And have we noticed anything with Chewie in
No.
this respect at all?
No, Chewie seems to be very, very peaceful. He's I would say Chewie's in a pretty good run right now. Honestly,
Right.
yeah.
And we watched because we had a camera, and because Chewie was sleeping down here, and we had the camera. We watched. There were a couple times that he got up and he looked like he was looking at something, but he didn't really overly react to it. But we kept watching him, throughout the night as well.
Plus, he stays downstairs.
Yeah,
He
stays
does.
downstairs.
So I try to. So that night when we recorded, I stayed upstairs. I have been staying downstairs, but I can't say that there's been a difference. When I was downstairs, I couldn't sleep either. So I mean, I think it just
Right.
follows me. If it was upstairs, it would come downstairs. Correct?
Right.
More than likely.
Potentially.
More than likely, and that's why, going back to what was mentioned on the KVJ, that's why I need you to check into a hotel, and I need to set up cameras on you at that hotel, and see if we get some kind of footage.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to play a clip and you
Yeah.
guys try
So
to guess what?
these are the EVPs for people who don't know what an EVP is. What is an EVP? Vicky?
It's electronic voice phenomena. Now, these were captured through a spirit box. A spirit box is basically a broken radio. What it does is it, at a high speed, scans through the whole dial, basically, and goes back to the beginning. It creates that background of white noise. So you can sometimes, if you're using a spirit box, you can hear snippets of a radio station. Now, we use AM, not FM, because you're going to catch more music, obviously, if you're going through the FM station.
And I think we all agree AM's a lot creepier than FM.
It is.
It's
It's just better.
it's a murderous,
Right.
device.
It's better.
War of the Worlds.
So what you look for is because like I said, you can hear snippets, but when you get an actual EVP of a spirit using that box, it will be above that sound. You can tell that it's not part of that scan. It is above that sound.
All right.
If Denny's is on board with anything, it's probably that, right? Because you're big on the vibrations
Frequency,
and frequency and the energy in terms of that.
And it would totally make sense. AM frequencies are they're not as profound, I guess, as FM, and then you go into Wi-Fi band and all that. So it's on the lower spectrum.
Right.
You think that spirits, they could potentially, get caught in the disruption of it.
And that's from a producer, so I'll take it, right?
Yeah, well, so there's a weird thing with audio, because audio, when it goes in through the microphone, is well below like 0 decibels. It's very quiet, so it has to be boosted. You need a preamp in order to bring it up to a level that we can hear, and then you can adjust that. And if you hit too high, it peaks if it's digital. So what's weird about that is you get a lot of weird background sounds, even in recording studios, which has a ton of electronics and tons of circuitry running through the walls. You'll pick up sounds of, you get used to hearing sounds of electricity, because electricity actually does produce a tone in your headphones, and you have to find, like, if you have a grounding issue and stuff. So it is kind of cool if you boost audio that you could potentially pick up, I guess, frequencies or blends of disturbances and frequencies, I'd imagine.
It's crazy. Radio is kind of an older technology, but it's crazy that we walk around on the street hearing nothing, but then you can move a little dial in your car and listen to Snoop Dogg or you guys on the morning show in something that's totally inaudible.
When's the last time you heard us on the morning show, Becky?
Hulk Hogan. Well,
Hulk Hogan 2 weeks ago, Becky?
The Great 48.
2 weeks ago? Damn it, Becky.
And the Great 48. I was there with you guys.
We would like for you to be a regular listener, Becky.
No, I listen to you guys when I get ready in the morning, too.
So I'll play a random clip, and you guys just tell me if you guys hear anything here.
All right.
Can you help me?
Okay, so I heard two voices there. The first part is
Bobby Joe is talking. You have an investigator talking. You have the EVP, and then you have Bobby Joe speaking again.
And she's replying what she heard in the EVP.
Say it one more time. You have what?
You have an investigator talking. You have the EVP, and then you have Bobby Joe.
Okay.
And you can hear the EVP there in the middle.
Yeah.
Can you help me?
It's that higher, and
Help
the
me.
EVP actually says what Bobby Joe.
That sounds clear as day as help me.
Yes,
Yeah, it does.
That was a help me.
I don't even need to.
And that's why Bobby Joe repeats it, because remember, when you're using a spirit box, you are listening to them being able to manipulate that live. Whereas if you just use the recorder, not the spirit box, you're asking questions and you have to go back later to listen to the recording.
Play that one more time.
To hear all the... Yeah, I hear you.
Can you help me?
So it's that middle part when you're like,
Help me.
help me,
Help me.
help me. It sounds
Right.
like she's like from the 1920s or something.
Right.
Help me.
Right.
That's
the EVP.
So an entry-level question, because I don't know anything about it, does an EVP give you some insight and clarity as to, like, the sexual orientation, and what I mean by that, like male or female or
usually
child?
it will be in their own voice.
Mm-hmm.
It will also... an EVP also helps us determine whether we're dealing with an intelligent haunt or a residual, which is like something that's actually interacting with us. If we say my name, and it says Vicky, that's an intelligent haunt. It knows what's going on. It's communicating with you.
What
So
would
the-
concern you more? An intelligent haunt or residual haunt?
A residual is just a memory.
Oh.
Yeah.
I clearly hear it say help me.
Yes.
I think the pizza.
Jeez, that scared me.
I think that's the pizza. The pizza.
It's like we're telling campfire stories.
Yeah, we got pizza here. Nothing like a
The
little
skeptic got scared.
little levity for our ghost haunting. Holy shit! So that's a good EVP, Vicky. That's a solid help
Right.
me. That's one of the better EVPs I've ever heard.
So I have a second one here if you guys want to hear it as well.
I do. I want to hear that one more time, just for the naysayers.
Gotcha, right here.
Can you help?
Gosh, that is such a clear EVP, and there's no tomfoolery going on there.
No, the spirit box it was sitting on your bed. I had a recorder. I think that was the one pulled off of my recorder. Bobby Joe had a recorder, and Bobby Joe is also listening live, because if you hook up headphones to a digital recorder, you can actually hear the EVP. That one you didn't have to because it was spirit box. But if we didn't have the spirit box going, she was listening live. So she could actually hear what would be imprinted on the recorder as it's being put there.
I mean, if you're listening at home, I swear to you, we're not making this shit up.
All you have to do is look at my face.
That's a legit EVP right there. We've been doing this for a long time. I have not heard one that clear. That's really, really good. What else do we have?
So this one, see if you hear it as well.
I heard it.
Send more mail with that.
It did.
That
It
one
sounded
is
like a male.
totally different.
And I actually heard exactly what it said. Play it one more time, but. Damn. Did you hear that?
Heard doggy.
No, I did not hear doggy. Did you hear it, Denny's?
I did.
What do you think that said?
It's not like it's the F word, right?
It sounded like it said, fuck you.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Fuck you.
A very deep.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Almost like he's drunk. Fuck you. Fuck you. He's a drunk
He's a
British.
drunkos.
He's a drunk British guy.
That's where your JMO's gone.
I wanted to do a shot to celebrate
I was
the
sipping
fact
on
that
it.
we got something on camera, but I feel like Vicky was mad that I was doing that. But I think we should celebrate positivity into negativity, right? Look at that. Right? Look in the face.
I'll just take a shot just for the sake of the shot.
We can celebrate the good work.
You're going to take a shot just for the sake that I have demons in my closet.
just because there's alcohol.
Did you already have it? You're good?
I've been sipping on it. It's good.
Oh, you want more?
sipping.
Here, throw some rocks in there.
Vicky, you have yours?
While
Yep,
we
I
kick
have
it
mine.
at your place.
Denny's, would
She's
you?
trying to deliver your pizza.
Oh, thank you, Birdney. I appreciate that. Thank you. Denny's, why don't you lead a toast for this? I mean, we have a lot to celebrate tonight.
Toast to spirits with spirits.
Toast to the ghost.
Oh, toast to the ghost with the most.
Okay, I like it.
Well, cheers, guys.
All right.
Cheers.
To capturing something on footage, and I know the people are impatient. It's coming. When can they see it, you think? If they wanted to.
Once we get rid
After
of
the
it.
cleansing.
We have to get rid of it, okay?
We have to get rid of it.
Just want to make sure. Maybe
We have to make sure it's gone for good.
Are we allowed to record the cleansing, or is that
No.
faux pas?
Yeah,
No.
she told me no. I already asked Beckett, yeah. All right.
Do I have to be here for the cleansing?
No.
What if
No.
it attaches to Beckett?
Of course. That would exactly be what I have in my luck. You were saying you're wearing things that protect you. Like, I'm actually curious. Do those things like help? It's something that's blessed and would.
Yeah, my medals are blessed.
Okay.
Did you deliberately come in here extra
Blessed.
Yes.
blessed? You did.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Hashtag blessed.
Vicky is not fucking around.
She's wearing a
Have you
bulletproof vest and
ever,
we're
in
naked.
all these years, seen me go to any measure like this?
No, I can honestly say no.
Or
and-
this serious about it
No,
too.
I get
Yeah,
it.
detecting.
Off the air, we'll have a long heart to heart. Vicky, I don't think I haven't said anything that I haven't. You've known everything I've said.
No. You're fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to start wearing some blessed rosaries or
You have to
something.
put,
Yeah.
put a couple rosaries in your hair, Beckett.
I know.
Better protect that shit.
I have one at home. I think a rosary.
I actually ordered 3 blessed items that should be coming in the mail soon too,
Because of this, or just in general?
because of this.
Wow.
I mean, again, all I'm getting is what's on the video. What's on the video? What? Fuck you, Bird. You're gonna do this shit to us. What's that?
No, they can go ahead and say that to me because I'm the one who's not releasing the video.
You just see the pressure that Bird's under.
I understand, but you're not getting this footage.
Man, this
so they
pizza-
can go ahead and direct that towards me.
I don't know if these ghosts like pizza, but
Nice. Look at that. Get it.
delicious. All right, let's pivot here. I think it's time for some
Denny's Random Facts.
Nice seg there. I like that. Eat some
Random.
pizza. Move the bit. So let's see. I guess this is just a fun one for you guys. You guys know the actor Sean Bean? He played Ned Stark. He also was in the Lord of the Rings. As
Yeah, I know Ned Stark from Game of Thrones.
He was the short little elf guy.
that's
Beckett-
Peter Dinklage. Come on, man.
Beckett, get out of Birdie, escort him out of my house right
The
now.
audience is up in arms.
Beckett, stay in your lane. Talk about hair. Talk about going to Paris.
How's Milan? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So Sean Bean, I bring him up because he has a fear of flying, but he got casted in the role in the Fellowship of the Ring. So his travel to get over there was excruciating. So he wouldn't fly, so he took a boat, but then he hiked all the way to the set location because he refused to take a helicopter. What do you think of that? Going for it, you get the role of a lifetime, and you got a fear of flying.
Now, again, if you are listening at home, Vicky, our educator, will grade Denny's on all of his factoids. A, it's a great factoid. F, damn, Denny's, you blew it. Vicky, what's your grade?
Well, so that was just a
It wasn't even a letter.
Vicky threw in a psychic snore at that ass.
damn. I should have brought some ghost footage in.
Yeah, but you can't show it.
Yeah, no, I won't talk about it. All right, so I brought that one up just because I like Sean Bean.
John Madden used to be like that. Remember John Madden? He wouldn't fly to any of the games he would broadcasting. He had his own Prevost, and he would have to take a bus, which, statistically, you're way more likely to get hurt in a bus accident.
It's not about
You're
that,
right.
though. It's about the process. I think people who are afraid to fly, and I'm not so much afraid of flying anymore. I get anxiety going into the airport and doing all the preparation,
The hustle
before
and
the flight.
bustle.
It's weird. When I'm up in the air, I'm oddly serene and peaceful, which is weird for me because if I'm up on a building, I am not.
So what scares you the most about flying? The actual act of flying, or like the fact that you have to go through security and that kind of thing?
I think once I get up in the air, it's almost like a euphoric drug for me, and I start to get in a creative space, and then I'll start to either write something down, or I'll be so into music, and I've also had a couple drinks, but it's the whole big airport, wide open space is a big thing for me. It's a big, as the kids say, trigger.
I hate the takeoff because I feel like it goes up and just goes right back down. Gosh,
It's my favorite
I love the
part.
takeoff.
I love the takeoff. I love it. Me
I
too,
hate
Vicky.
it. I hate the landing too.
It's very the takeoff is very romantic, Becky. Very passionate. It's almost like the Mamba.
Yeah, you're starting a journey. Starting a journey
Yeah.
to somewhere cool.
I just remember in that movie Final Destination, they're taking off and it's like, that's what scares me.
Blew up as they were taking off.
You never seen that movie, Beckett? Did I ruin that for you?
You ruined it for a lot of people, Denny.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Final Destination. That came out in what, 2000?
But in Independence Day, they were on the plane and they just escaped on the plane via takeoff because everything was blowing up from the aliens behind them.
Yeah.
So in that movie, it saved them.
Well, there you go. That's the dichotomy of it.
Everything's in balance, Denny's.
There you go. Let's see here. Let's see if this fact tickles anyone's fancy. If you don't eat sushi by the age of 35, there's a 95% chance you never will. This is because of a study that said as we get older, we are less open to novelty.
I didn't try sushi. I didn't try sushi till I was 39.
I was in my 40s, so
I think as you get older, you're way more. I'm gonna get labeled as the freak again, but you're way more open to trying new things. Like as you get older, because you're
I
like,
think
oh
so.
yeah, we did this, so like,
yeah.
let's try this. You know,
like it-
100%.
You like sushi, you like getting tied up, don't you, Becky?
That roll.
I'm with Vicky on this and Becky. I think for a certain population of the people, when you get older, you kind of look back in your life and go, I didn't take it a chance. I want to try some new shit.
Try it.
Yeah. I tried it in my,
Let's provoke a demon. No big
30s.
deal.
And I didn't, so I hate the fish sushi. I do love the veggie sushi.
Yeah, I'm not a big fish.
Fish.
Too fishy. Yeah.
If
it
I
tastes
get
like fishy though when it's raw. It doesn't taste fishy.
For sure. There's some that are fishier than others.
Yeah.
Fish, I don't know.
if I have one whiff of that fishy taste or smell, I'm out. I don't like it anymore.
It reminds me of somebody.
Oh my god! I can't wait to hear that story.
No, let's move on. Let's just move on. And that's the whiskey talking. Denny's, give us another fact. I'm so sorry, I was wrong.
Well, let's see here. Silent film actors were initially not given on-screen credit because the studios feared that the performers would become too popular and start demanding higher wages. What do you guys think of that?
That's interesting.
Damn.
Damn. Get a couple whiskeys in you, cats.
Yeah, you're right. We turned into a bunch of dicky cowboys.
Yeah, really.
If we had guns,
The movie that you love, Tombstone.
Yeah.
Ooh, I do love Tombstone.
Tombstone. If you,
The performer's trying to perform and they're shooting guns in the air.
You're right.
I know I always give out recommendations to the people, and I know they never fucking watch it, but I'm telling you, if you are bored and you want to see a good Western movie, watch Tombstone. It's such a great revenge movie.
I'm your
It is.
Huckleberry.
So good. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
I think guys, girls, I think everyone would like it.
One of Val Kilmer's best roles, other than
No,
Top Gun.
It is his best role. No, he should have won an Academy Award for that.
You think it's better than Top Gun?
Fuck yeah. As
Top
Doc
Gun's- Top Gun's cheesy.
Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday is one of the biggest snuffs in any kind of Academy Award history, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was really good.
that good in that movie.
I agree. You know what? I actually just, it's a random side digression, but I went because I had a couple friends that hadn't seen A Few Good Men. I was like, do you understand how good of a movie A Few Good Men is? I went to buy it on my iTunes. If you had to guess, what are they charging for A Few Good Men?
$2.99.
$15, $14.99.
Oh, to keep.
16, yeah.
That's like if like
It just came
that's
out.
if Black Panther just came out on pre-release, they charge you $15.
See, that movie
Dog.
still holds up.
A Few Good Men, they're like, it's crazy.
Dog, FGM, it's a classic.
Oh yeah, Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise. Like a lot of people
bring that movie up a
lot of
lot.
people don't get Tom Cruise as a great actor. I was like, hang on, you got to watch some of his body of
dude,
work.
he's
like
a
back in the day.
fantastic
Like, he was
actor. I don't know if
absolutely
anyone-
Who
amazing.
this shit says Tom Cruise is not a good actor?
They say he's
No, they
crazy.
say he's
He's
crazy.
crazy.
They don't say he's not a good actor. That motherfucker
Young
is
people.
insane. Now,
Young
So
people,
they're
they
getting
don't
a
get it.
different
young people.
view of
we
a
have
Tom
young
Cruise.
people. We have young people in the audience. Is Tom Cruise crazy? Yes. Is he a good actor? Yeah. Okay.
Great actor.
He was good in Last
actor.
Samurai. That was good. And that was one of his more recent.
Rain Man.
Not anymore.
Rain
I mean,
Man.
Clearly,
Like,
that's a great one.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, amazing.
Help me. Help you.
Right, exactly. Even when he was the assassin in that movie with Jamie Foxx.
You went too far. No,
You didn't like that one?
No, you're right. Actually,
It was the only time he played a bad guy. I was like, wow, he even killed that.
I just rented that movie not that long ago. Collateral.
Collateral, that's right.
That is a really good movie.
Really
have
good
you seen that,
movie.
Vicky?
I don't think that's. I think that's one of the ones I haven't seen.
Vicky, what's the last movie you've seen? It's been a lot of guy talk all of a sudden.
It Chapter 2.
You
Oh,
saw
what did
it.
you think
Yeah.
of that?
How was it?
I think they went a little too far with the special effects. To me, it was very cartoonish.
Really?
Yeah, first of all, it takes a lot to scare me, like actually scare me and make me jump or something like that. So that didn't happen at all. But I think that, I think that, like I said, some of the special effects to me just seemed like so fake that it was just like cartoonish.
I can see that because they went big with in the first It remake. They went
Right.
big with special
But
effects.
did you like the first remake of it?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It's not on my top 10.
I thought
list.
I thought the remake of it was really good. Now, Beckett, I'm going to give you a homework assignment that you're not going to do.
Watch it.
But the first round of it back from the 80s, oh, Beckett, they all float down here.
He's gonna watch the new one.
Yeah, Beckett ain't
There's
gonna
no
watch it.
point-
He ain't gonna
I
watch
watch
it.
I get
Yeah,
updated.
yeah, you're right.
Get the
He's-
clip notes.
Yeah, he'll watch a college film version of it, something that relates to none of it.
You know what I will do? When the new Top Gun comes out, Top Gun 2, which is going to be in IMAX, I will bring the whole group, everyone, to the new one at IMAX Fort Lauderdale.
We should recreate the scene in the locker room where, that's right, Iceman. I am dangerous. You play Iceman, you have the hair. I play Tom Cruise, or nose to nose.
You can
I
be my
love it.
wingman anytime.
Oh, damn. Becky, you're giving me chills.
Redo the volleyball scene.
We
great.
totally, though, we talked about it last week. We totally need to do a sleepover with tons of horror movies.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Okay, should we invite 5 random listeners to make it fucking weird and kind of like a wild card? Maybe one of them's a murderer, maybe one of them's not.
For a sleepover?
Yeah, Becky. It's a motherfucking murder mystery, bitch.
That's amazing.
I think that could be kind of fun. Let's we gotta amp this thing up.
Yeah, make it interesting.
What if you told Kevin Virginia that you were going to have a bit where you're going to invite listeners to have a sleepover with them? What do you think they would say?
Okay, so Kevin would say, that's great. And Virginia would go, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, give us another fact.
Homework was extremely controversial in the 1800s and 1900s. In fact, 1901, California even banned homework for everybody under the age of 15. Clearly,
Interesting.
that's changed, though.
Vicky, you being an educator, what are your thoughts on homework?
I don't believe in homework.
I get a lot of parents emailing the show. They get so pissed off about homework.
I guess Chewy likes homework. I don't believe in homework.
Chewy,
Yeah.
Chewy, do you want to go out? Want to go pee?
The dog ate his own.
It's a pizza. Yo, he gets his pizza mania, y'all. It's like heroin for him. He turns into a different person.
So you guys are genetically related.
We like our carbs. No, but I do not table feed Chewy. People are always hitting me up. Stop feeding him pizza. I don't. I think you guys know that. He's on insulin. I can't. I'll fucking kill him if I do that. I
Right.
just won't do it. All right.
He just loves the smell of it.
He does, man. He loves the smell.
By the
of
way,
it.
that was a touching moment seeing you come down first thing in the morning and taking care of Chewy with his insulin shot.
Oh, I love Chewy. I would literally fucking die for that.
We
dog.
literally watched the footage going,
Twice a day, Vicky. Bring the cameras in. All right, Dennis, give us something.
Let's see here. And you guys all agree homework sucks. It's not good.
Yeah, homework.
right.
Yeah, was it great on that one? Thing? D?
did he finish it?
What's that? That's it.
That's it. Oh no, I don't believe in homework.
Short and sweet.
I think that children need to be children. I think that they need to spend time with their families. Some of these kids, they're dropped off in the morning for morning care. You know, by 6:30, they stay there till aftercare, 6 o'clock at night, and then you expect them to go home and do additional homework. They have barely enough time to go home, eat, take a bath, and go to bed.
Yeah, I think it's counterproductive, but I mean, there's a lot of things that are changing too, with like how we talk about how daylight savings time is possibly changing. I think there's a lot of old traditions that are gonna kind of phase out.
Yeah, like marriage.
Yeah, I mean, some could argue that though. You could definitely argue that though.
I almost did. Yo, demons, can I get a hell yeah? But I didn't.
I know. I just already received a text message from somebody who's trying to help with this, and he's like, "Call me as soon as you're done." So now I'm gonna get called to the carpet.
Vicky, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't operate in this way of being feared. And if someone doesn't want to do our story, that's fine. I got to react to the way I got to react to it. And if they're going to try to make you feel bad about that, I don't want us to work with them, honestly. We're going to do it the right way. I don't want anyone to make you feel bad because you're doing it the right way. I have a role that I have to do to get listeners for this podcast because it's just the way it is, and
Right.
I gotta go that fine line. But if someone's gonna make you feel bad, then let's not deal with it because you're doing an awesome job. I don't want you to feel bad about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want this to be something that's exciting for our listeners because it should be because that's what's driving this podcast. And I get that I got a demon party here, but.
Which I have not said that.
No,
I've not used the D word.
If anybody wants to do business with me, with the ghost world, they have to know my personality. I'm not gonna not make jokes about demons living in my fucking closet. I'm sorry.
is there-
and if that means we're not gonna get national attention for it, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I have to be true to who I am, and I can't lie and act like I'm not acting or reacting the way that I am.
Is there any possibility it's not a bad spirit and it's a I'm going to sound maybe a little philosophical, but it's not a scream for help kind of spirit? Does that make sense? Like,
Well, I think we have a combination of things going on. We don't just have one thing existing. We have multiple things existing in the same area.
So elaborate on that.
You still have some human spirits here too, and then you have something that I haven't quite identified. I know that it's not human, but there's a lot of things that fall under the blanket of not human.
What? Okay, elaborate on that.
Nature spirits,
What is that?
they fall under that.
We talked about them.
We talked about it. You know, some societies call them fairies and gnomes and things like that. Those
Nymphs.
fall under, they fall under that. Our shaman Emily will tell you that there's different worlds. That there's the lower and the middle and all that on the darker side. And just because you're part of that world doesn't mean that you are quote unquote a demon.
Got ya.
So there's a lot of different things that fall under that thing. When I say non-human, I mean it was never a human being that walked in human form on Earth. But just because I say that it's not human doesn't mean I'm calling it a demon.
Can I be real for a second, or am I gonna get in trouble for it?
I mean,
No promises.
what do we turn? What do we turn the knob up
Maybe
to?
take another shot.
I'm scared for you to ask a question.
If I take another shot, Vicky,
He's
then I'll be
definitely
like,
asking.
Oh my God, yeah. Is it bad that there's a part of me that's excited that this is happening?
I totally understand that.
Okay.
Especially for anybody who is fascinated with the paranormal. Our studio audience happened to be on the phone with me when I watched that second piece of video, and I think she has damage to her eardrum from me screaming in the ear when in her ear when I saw it. So, regardless, this is a fascinating topic, but you have to be careful. Plain and simple.
Is there anything in the spirit world that would appreciate the attention? Because to me, intuitively, it sounds like they want attention.
Human
right?
spirits who truly want help going to the other side, they would appreciate the attention. That's why they're calling out. That's why they left their voices on there.
Right.
And, you know, like I said, we do have some human spirits that need some help here, but I can't help them until I figure out what's going on with this other one.
That makes sense.
All right, so we'll get me in a hotel. Get me out of here. Right. That's the first step,
That's the first
right?
step.
We can talk about that. Next step is try to get them out of here.
Correct.
And are we going holy people of the cloth?
Well, I don't know. After tonight.
People of the cloth.
What do you mean?
After tonight, you might just be stuck with me trying to figure it out.
Stop it. Get out of here. Again, they got to understand what they're working with.
Does it have to be?
I'm extra, Vicky. I'm extra.
I know.
I'm
Does it have-
extra and I'm thirsty. So they got to.
Does it have to be a hotel? Can you spend, like, for example, the night?
It can be a motel or a campsite where weird people hang out, Beckett.
with
We
like
prefer-
a fluorescent light on the sign, just like kind of flashing in and out. Like, could you do it at my house? For
No,
example?
we
No.
prefer
No.
for him not to go into someone else's house
Okay.
until we know what's going on. There's a difference between him walking and hanging out in someone's house and actually sleeping there, which is where this thing is interacting with him. It's during his sleep cycle. So we don't want to purposely bring that into someone else's home.
Interesting.
Listen, people can call me whatever, but the old expression "better safe than sorry."
I 100% agree with
Yeah,
that.
for sure, for sure.
And I even made a deal with you on the phone. I said, if it turns out that I'm totally wrong, you can blast me all over the
why
internet
would I
saying
do
that I was
that?
wrong
I would
to
never
be
do
so
that.
cautious. But I'm saying I am willing to, I would rather be called whatever for being cautious than to go ahead. You are scared, aren't you? You getting another shot?
He's getting Beckett's getting another shot.
Well, because right there, what Vicky just said is how I've explained how I am. Like, yeah, like, sure, I'm a skeptic. Like, I like to have rigorous, debate and understand things and have examples and research and stuff like that. But I'm also the type perspective, like, I grew up baseball, like Jay Bird, and baseball is a very superstitious group of athletes. And like, still to this day, I don't put my hat on the bed because there was probably a bullshit. I guess I can talk because we're not on the.
I've said
on the live.
I've said fuck 9,000 times.
So
tonight.
there was something that Abraham Lincoln died because he left his hat on the bed. And in baseball, you can't step on the baseline. Like there's all these before the game. So there's all these different rules. So what Vicky said is how I'm in total agreement with, like, Ouija board made by Parker, Mattel, whatever. I don't want to poke the bear. So if there's something that is potentially scary, but I may not necessarily bet my life on it, I also wouldn't like try to instigate something. I guess is my point. Whether it's the Devil Tree, Bitch Boy Beckett, or going upstairs and hanging out for a sleepover, like those kind of things. I'm like,
Don't appeal.
yeah.
Okay, so Vicky, from your perspective, can you see somebody's on the other side when they would say, all right, I'm not a believer. I respect what Vicky's saying, but I also see what Jay Bird's trying to do. He's trying to get something on camera for that person, which is a very large part of our audience. And that is the heart of our audience. The person that's kind of in between that wants to see some footage, that wants to see the proof. What do you say to them when it comes to all this bullshit?
Well, they're just going to have to wait. I mean, as far as this case, they're just going to have to wait.
But that said, it's probably not that long
And-
of a wait, right?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like,
you guys are
know,
going to go
And
through
and,
it.
yeah.
and I'm not trying
Said the
to
guy who
convince
doesn't
them.
have to answer emails every day.
True.
And I'm not out to convince them.
Oh, I know you're not.
Yeah.
And neither really. I mean, I guess I am from a certain point of view.
Oh, and I do want to give a shout out to the people the other day. Someone made a comment, said, "Oh, Vicky needs to get a job." And there were several people in the chat that said, "By the way, she does have a job."
Vicky,
so
don't read
just want to give a shout out
Don't.
to the people. No, I want to give a shout out to the people who defended me to know that I do have a regular job. This is just a side thing.
Don't read the comments, Vicky. They are fucking vicious. They say they love you, but they'll stick that knife right in your heart.
They want blood.
Oh, they want it. and it tastes so good for them.
Well, I think, I sometimes also steer away from reading the comments. I told you about my Facebook experience in the last couple of days. But I do think that it's good. What I have noticed in the comments is they're like, man, you guys have such a diverse group in terms of their opinion. And I think that if we were all just like hemming and hawing on the same wavelength in terms of what we believed, and there wasn't any, difference of opinion on certain things. And sometimes, depending on what we're talking about, different group, like Denny's and I may agree more, Vicky and I may agree with more with each other, you and I Jaybird might agree with more with each other. So I think that's interesting when we have a conversation around this in terms of our skepticism, because we were all like, oh yeah, like 100%, yes. Like we have like good conversation about it, what I think is important.
You have to remember, I look at everything from a skeptic's eye. I call myself a skeptical believer.
You do.
And for me to go find an EVP, I have listened to that thing 20 to 30 times before I go ahead and call that thing an EVP. Mm-hmm. This footage, we watched it over and over and over and tried to see it from every angle to see if there was some logical explanation for it. And so far, we haven't found the logical.
I will say this, and I believe I'm allowed to say this. The footage is really weird. All right, Dennis, give us another factoid.
I'll definitely. Well, so what do you guys think about this? Ad agencies currently, and this, just something to think about with smart televisions. The TVs now emit a tone during ad breaks that are inaudible to humans, but smartphones catch the tone. What that does is sends information to the corporations about what you're watching, what you guys are talking about. It also means the government entities can also play a tone through your television and ping all the phones in the room and identify whose phones they are, all from a tone. What do you guys think about that? Smart televisions?
That's scary.
It's really interesting.
It's scary.
I want you to send me the article so I can read that because I'm really interested.
Yeah, I have it right here. I can send you the exact one.
There's a lot of weird shit going out there, Beckett.
Well, so that's the problem. I was actually just talking about this. I guess the issue with the double-edged sword of surveillance. Because in some cases, it's fantastic. I can see why. So if everybody could be cool, we don't need surveillance. We're good. But we can't. Nobody can be cool. It just won't happen. So unfortunately, we start losing what us Americans consider rights. We start losing our rights of privacy and protection on our information. But at the same time, is it necessary now? Has the game changed that much that we do have to forego some of our rights in order to keep people safer?
That's a great debate in our country. With the Patriot Act, for example, I say, hey, if someone wants to see my email and see that I logged on to a porn site and I looked up this
robot
and this,
fucking
right. If I Google that, and the fact that the NSA is looking at that for me to be safe on my airplane and to not get bombed when I go visit New York City, like for me, like that's an erosion of my freedoms that I'm willing to balance.
You're willing to let somebody in your private life with all of your deepest, darkest secrets. You're okay with that?
So long as it's not publicized. And I guess what I mean by that is that there's nothing that I'm doing that's illegal. There's something that if it was leaked on the internet or if I were to run for office, they could shame me in something because I was like, oh, well, I visited these websites about
robot brothels,
about naked girls delivering pizza and whatever. Like it was some porn site. So like, great. Like,
where do you stand on this, Denny's?
It's oddly specific.
Even if,
right?
I thought I was talking about something.
He's
relevant.
like, like girls in blue dresses with, their boobs out.
with blue cupcake icing on their cheek. So, what are your thoughts on this on Denny's? Government,
it's tough. I've struggled with it.
At any level, even if they know what you're eating for breakfast, the most benign thing, are you against that?
Originally, I was very against it for a long, long time, but I've just seen.
Are you against it so long as that it's honest, meaning that it's
open?
But
there's the problem.
It's not serendipitous. What's the word? It's not hidden, right? It's not like that this is going on.
For sure, they've disclosed to you that they're going to go through all your stuff. I mean, companies do this. I mean, any company that work for it's a big corporation.
Terms and conditions.
They go through all your emails. It's part of the gig. So if you're going to send anything, send it from a personal one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get freaky, just don't do it from your fucking work.
Don't do it from a work email.
Don't do it from work.
But to have your normal life spied on, for lack of a better term,
Right.
Surveillance. I mean,
I don't like that. I think that's shitty.
Something happened this past week, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I had been sending, I sent a Facebook message to someone who they had somebody they had helped them out, and they had brought a lot of pets, and they had this horrendous odor in their little tiny house where they had let the person stay. So I was saying, hey, why don't you go try this stuff? It's called Odor Ban. Okay. And so I typed this into Facebook, Messenger. 2 days later, Walmart, I have all these advertisements for Odor Ban.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like,
well, so that
blows my mind.
That's how it's happening. It's these inaudible tones. It's the same tones that our radio station uses in order for commercials to know when to trigger. It's an inaudible tone that it plays almost every commercial break you hear in radio.
So my follow-up question to the group is that, do you guys think that it's okay for marketing to be subliminal?
Well, so
because that's what you're basically.
That's what it is. It's
yeah.
all about, they want your information because they want to advertise to you, whether they're going to use it maliciously. The problem is the minute you add a human element to anything, there now is a wild variable of something bad that could happen from that.
As soon as humans get involved, whether it's boxing, baseball, a pizza eating contest, anything where someone can get glory, money, accolades,
where you could lose honesty,
you're going to have somebody always try to find a way to cheat, and you're always going to find somebody that cheats well, because I really feel like majority of the people aren't good cheaters. I think there's a percentage of people out there that's their craft.
Bending the rules.
They are so good at finding a way to be just
loopholes.
Shady.
Yeah. There's plenty of ways to do it.
There is.
And there's new laws that are created constantly.
I was going to give a political example, but I'll resist giving it. But I agree. Like there's always a way. I resisted.
I'm
resisted.
I'm proud. I'm proud.
I resisted. But I 100% agree. But I think that if people, because the Juul debate, I had a good discussion about this recently. People are like, oh, well, Juul, like they're selling tobacco. Tobacco's been on the market forever. And I was like, well, that's like them like leasing Fruity Pebbles, like, because Fruity Pebbles are marketed to kids. So they're saying like, yeah, you can't have Blueberry Crush, like in terms of like a tobacco flavor. I'm actually really curious, Denny's opinion on this.
Yeah, because they're banning flavors.
So they're saying like you can have menthol and you can have tobacco flavor, because most adults would pick menthol or tobacco flavor. When the study showed this, and I guess they have reports that Juul actually targeted younger people.
Yeah.
Just like old tobacco used to target people in the military, giving out free cigarettes, all that other stuff. Like when you target younger people, like that's a problem. Don't you think?
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, they've been doing it with cereal forever because it's got so much sugar in there.
Right.
But yeah, no, you're right. They have been advertising the e-cigs to the younger generations, and the problem was when they initially wanted to put flavors in there.
Right.
And that was the big draw, which I think they're losing. So I think they're going to make it so that they're the only.
So Camel cigarettes, they had Joe Cool. Joe Cool was playing billiards. He's a
gone,
cool guy,
yeah.
and that appealed to a younger generation. They're like, dude, you can't do things that appeal to kids. Can't appeal to kids. You got to do things that appeal to adults, because that's the demographic that you're supposed to serve based on law.
I'm trying to find the article.
And on a business level, why would you want to market to kids? They're not spending the money. Their parents are.
So what
you want to market to adults?
100%. But what they did is like Big Tobacco did is they gave free cigarettes to soldiers. And they're saying like, hey, here's free cigarettes. They knew it was addictive according to like the court reports. Yeah. And they're like, hey, when these 18, 19-year-olds come back from war, they're going to want cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, then they made it so you can't advertise it anymore and all that fun stuff. So
real quick, Alexa, play Billy Joel.
Do you have Alexa here?
No, but everyone else does that's listening right now. Billy Joel.
He loves doing that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, you're having dinner and all of a sudden it's going to sing us a song.
I love it.
I'm trying to find the article. I'll look for it for next week. But it showed all the companies that actually own everything. It shows like the umbrella company, the big one, and then it shows all the subsidiaries. And it's insane how there's like 5 companies that owns everything. And then they all fall in the umbrella of how they advertise to everybody.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Have you guys ever called 911 before?
No.
Never in your life? You've never called 911 for something? I have called 911, I think, 3 times in my life. Vicky, have you ever called 911?
I
don't think I have.
So is a 911 call a rare thing?
Yeah.
I've done it 3 times.
Thank God.
Birdney, have you done it?
2.
Twice. For what?
One time I was getting off the highway and a truck flipped over.
Flipped over truck.
So
if
you
can't hear her.
yeah, you called them because of an emergency.
Okay, you called 911 because a flipped over truck, and what's the second?
Another time was I saw smoke coming out of a building, and I wasn't sure if anyone was on the way.
Smoke coming out of a building. All right, interesting. Yeah, I've called 911 3 different times in my life, and the only reason why I bring this up is because there's a 911 call out this week. Man, I feel so bad for dispatchers, and I feel bad for police officers that have to go out and deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Fast food restaurant, somebody got the order wrong, and of course they call 911. Here is the 911 call.
911, do you need police, fire,
Hi.
ambulance?
Hi, sorry, police. I ordered a chicken sandwich, and basically the owner, I told him right before I ordered, I can't eat tomatoes because I'm allergic. At that time, I was like, okay, you know what? It happened last week where I ordered something and it was to go, and I got tomatoes, and I told him I can't eat tomatoes.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with the police, okay, sir? Much less than 911. Please don't call 911 in the future for fried chicken mishaps, okay?
That's amazing.
But here's
She was great.
Here's the thing, though. This happens all the time. So
Oh, geez.
we have the radio prep site, and we're always getting audio from all over the country. I can't tell you because I edit all the audio we play for Dirt of the Day and viral audio. It's always somebody pissed off about how they got their order messed up.
Can't mess with people's food, man.
Vicky, what's the psychology behind someone calling 911 for a fast food? Is it somebody that has zero power in their life and they have finally fucking blown a gasket?
Maybe their brain's just a little twisted because it sounds like to them they're thinking that was attempted murder.
But
Because
they
they're
felt like
saying,
it's emergency.
"Oh, I told them that I have this allergy." So to them, in their mind, it was like an attempted murder.
And they've brought it up before in a past occurrence, and
Right.
they're offended that they still have not adapted to them.
when I have had my order wrong, have
You've
you
gotten
not?
mad.
Have you not seen the worst?
Well-
I mean, Beckett, it's bad.
It's just a shame. Like if you're getting off doing something, you had a big weekend or something. You're getting a meal, and you get home, and you're so just pumped for it, and you open it up, and it's wrong.
There's no cheese on a cheeseburger.
And especially if you go to a place that you like, and it's such a bummer. It sets off the whole evening.
It really, I mean,
It
people.
doesn't justify calling 911 though.
Never.
We're not defending that.
But it hurts people's emotions pretty bad.
I'm defending the psychology behind when you fuck up a food order, you are ruining someone's life for a good 36 hours for some people.
Well, actually, it's like because your mind is already set that you're going to eat. And I think about Denny's story about when you said you don't drink milk anymore because you were doing
geez,
homework and you thought it was Sprite.
It was,
And
mistaken identity.
That's because your brain was all set for that. So if your brain is set for a certain meal and you open up your thing and it's wrong, I mean, that's traumatic.
It is.
Well, the other night, and Denny so disagrees
We're
with
such
me.
Americans. We're like complaining about delivery and like the
You're right.
right? Like but it's a relevant point. But we're Americans because we're complaining and we're saying how traumatic it is when what's going on in the rest
Like
of
it's
the world.
earth shattering.
Right?
Beckett-
But it's a great point. It's a great point. I'm
Beckett-
conceding to your point.
You work your balls off or your whatever off.
Yeah.
You want a cheeseburger and you don't get fucking cheese. It is traumatic.
No, I agree.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. It's traumatic.
No,
I
man,
agree.
it's the word. No, it's also about the attitude. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example that happened 2 nights ago, less than 48 hours ago. Ugh. And me and Denny's, we have a debate on this. I hate giving people bad ratings on their service. I try to give them 5 just for karma.
You give 20% tip unless they're bad. Like that's like the new rule,
Honestly,
right? Like
even-
everyone gets 20% tip unless they're bad.
I honestly try not to even get caught up with, okay, I had bad service, so I'm going to be a dick. And I try to give a good tip. But this son of a bitch comes to my door, and I give a very, very good tip. Very good tip. He comes up, the first thing he says as I open the door, hey, man, give me a good rating, will you? I'm like, all right, sure. Motherfucker forgot my fries.
So tacky.
No cheese on my sub. Forgot my drink. Vicky.
And then ask for a good rating.
And yeah, for a good rating? I mean,
And you went ahead and gave him a bad one, right?
I didn't.
You
like
didn't.
a bitch.
You always give him good ratings.
I
He always gives
do.
him tips,
No,
no
he
matter what.
deserved it.
And
How is he
Denny's
gonna
got
get better?
mad at me. Denny's
Well, I'm
got
just
mad.
like, because I mean, then you.
Was it his fault or the guy that like put everything in the bag?
No, it's that guy's fault.
It's his fault.
Yeah, it definitely his fault because there's
Because you
yes.
paid
They're
for
supposed
it.
to check.
Well, they
Thank
should.
you,
I mean, it's
Vicky.
part of
Yeah.
the process.
Yeah.
Thank
they're
you,
supposed to check.
Denny's. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you have had a heart aching moment for delivery, put your comment down in this section. But the question of the day, and thank you to the weirdos out there who have been liking the YouTube channel video, have been putting comments down on the comment section. The question tonight is, do you think what's going on in my house is real? Or do you think this is either A, we're making it up, B, we're ghost hopeful, C, zero proof, and then there's some kind of smoke going on in my place? So give us your honest opinion. You've heard the proof. You've heard Vicky give her song and dance. You've heard me talk.
And she's continuing her investigation.
Well, the interesting thing, what I have, Denny's and I being the skeptic, is that Vicky's not getting a song and dance. And it's actually quite the opposite in the fact that she's nervous about it. She doesn't want to like publicize it. She's concerned about you as her friend. And to me, that gives it validity.
Absolutely.
I agree.
If you were to go on pure just how she's acting.
But if I look at my Twitter inbox,
Oh, baby, you don't ever do that.
no. I have to because I have to man these comments or human these comments or man,
keep the barbarians at the gate.
I have to make sure that we have some good stuff going on. But
yeah.
I mean, different forms give me different. There are people that want proof, and
Right.
they love all of our characters. They love Vicky's personality. They love your personality, Beckett. But they don't believe in. They just don't believe in ghosts. They don't believe in psychics. They don't believe in aliens. I totally get that. I don't want everyone to listen to this podcast to believe in everything that we believe in.
Right.
That would make a kind of a shitty podcast, in my
Yep.
opinion.
Yep.
I want some controversy. I want people
You
to
should be able to believe whatever you want to believe.
definitely. So
And I'm not out to prove it to anybody else except for to find a solution for
clients.
you.
And here's the problem. I am.
But to
You
me,
can't get mad at me, Vicky.
But guess what? I own all of the evidence.
to me, to have a friend in Vicky and a person in Vicky out of 1 of 4 on the podcast that has that role, because Jason has his role in terms of what he's doing, and that makes sense in answering to the listeners of the podcast, which is important.
It is.
But-
No, Beckett, it is the most important. It really is.
It's 100% the most important. But to those skeptics, which I am, Denny sometimes and vice versa, the fact that if we bring this evidence forward and we answer those people that you're answering the emails, for Vicky to have the personality and the approach that she has, to me, gives more validity to it, if that makes sense.
No, I think it's good that we get more validity. I'm only jumping on you because I stutter all the time, and it's so nice someone else is doing it.
And you guys are drinking whiskey.
That's a JMO you served me.
Vicky, anything to add on at the end of the podcast tonight that you would like to tell the people? All the people that want answers, what should you tell them?
You will have them as soon as I have all of them, as soon as I have gotten the help I need, and we get rid of this thing.
And no one's giving you shit, are they? On your phone?
Well, no, he
If
hasn't
they are, you-
said anything right now.
Send them to me.
Well, no, he already wants to speak to you.
Oh, ooh. Motherfucker, I got demons in my closet. I ain't
No,
scared. No,
But,
I'm
you know,
kidding,
going
I'm
back,
kidding,
like
I'm
I said,
kidding.
you have your role. I have my role.
I get it.
And, I have been doing this since 2007. And, yeah, I do have a regular, real job.
You do.
But I do take this serious. I have helped people, help them get their homes back, help them get their lives back, because I do take it seriously. And I do not cry ghost unless I have some kind of evidence.
No, absolutely not. And again, if you email me, why would you give Vicky a hard time tonight? We got to have this little contention. We have to. We got to have it, y'all. We have to have that for this podcast to work. Beckett, final thoughts.
I think it's good. I think it's good to have the contention. I think it's good to have different opinions, like I said earlier, in our different personalities and our different views. And I think that it will end up in the best result. And I respect and understand Vicky's point that, let it play itself out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not going to be the Mueller report. It's not going to be 2 years.
Yeah.
Like we're going to figure it out, and it's going to be out there. Right?
Very topical with the politics.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
glad
yeah.
you brought it around.
Always so topical with the
Right in the
politics.
closing, he squeezed it in.
Yep.
Throw it in there.
Absolutely. Dennis, give us your final word, as a Jerry Springer would.
Final word.
Yes, your final word.
Well, as with everyone else too, I'm very excited to see the footage. What I've seen so far is very inspiring. For and I'm trying to be vague still because I don't want the shaman guy mad at me either too, or the guy that's coming.
Gonna
in
get
here.
that shaman shake when he sees us.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm not trying to stir it up, but I am excited to see as well with the public and everyone what ends up unfolding, if you will.
Totally get it. I want to make sure everyone knows that we'll be on next Wednesday. And I do want to make a note. We are not going to be on live at the KVJ tomorrow. You guys are going to be privy, the people who are listening.
Yeah.
Virginia just got a call. She's going to be going to the Bahamas to help get some of the goods over there. So that's awesome. So we're going to run a best of tomorrow. Me and Denny's will be in the studio.
Yep.
We'll kind of, do some best of stuff, take some requests of what you want to hear. But that will be why you hear the KVJ. What's the name of our show, Dan?
KV Joe Show.
Sounding so weird. Thank you guys for listening to the Weird Whatever podcast. Please leave your answers below down in the comment section after the video.
You forgot the question, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I said it. It's do you think that what's going on here is real, or do you think it is absolutely just bullshit? And give your reasons why. I know there's some people that want to sound off that it's bullshit.
The chat room's been pretty active. I love it.
Oh, I love it. No, I love
Yeah.
I love if you guys hate the podcast and you're listening, we love that.
Yeah.
We love you all. Bigfoot is real.
What was that?